Okay, everybody, another preview of the senior abuse in Surrey episode. Now, what's happened here is, believe it or not, my mother had never been to this house. See, she was put in the home, not by me, not by one of my choice, in November 2014. The date here is February 29th, 2016. So you do the math. My mother had not been to her own home for over a year now. So we're talking about, what, 14 months, somewhere in that range? 14, 15 months. Okay. There's nothing that says she can.
Months.
Yeah, there's nothing to say she can't go there. These senior homes try to convince you, oh, it's too traumatic. Okay, too traumatic. Well,
Probably not true.
yeah. Well, my sister worked very hard to keep her away from the home. Anyway, I'll get into some more details of how we got her here. But basically, the issue here with the police was
Seems cruel to do that.
we do not. This is my mother's home. We have no key. She has no access to the house, which is why we brought the locksmiths. This is why we're not in any legal trouble for breaking and entering. Okay, and that was the issue. So my mother had been sitting out for about 45 minutes. This is again February. Okay, and she had not been able to get into the house, and we had this big discussion with the police for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I just cut to the chase. I said, my mother does not have access to her own house. That's why the locksmiths are here. So this is my mother in front of her own house, and we'll continue with this. There's my mother there. Okay, right there. I'm just telling my sibling off. I have to compliment the police in this matter. They were very, like I said, we've got 60% of the
RCMP.
yeah. So they had sent 3 squad cars and 3 police, and basically, my sibling made a fool of themselves because, I mean, who doesn't want their mother to go back in their own house? There's nothing insidious about that. And my mother, now that she understands both sides of the story, she's basically sent my sibling with her tail between her legs. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, just for terms of reference, this was a subdivision in South Surrey. She was about believe it or not, of all the houses there, she was about the 4th house. She picked. She has a lot of her family's brains, and she always picked the high point. That's about the high point in the area. Even though that's probably the highest point in South Surrey, she picked the high point, and she was one of the original houses. Again, this is this person here. Who I think is definitely in some kind of weird cabal allegiance with my sibling on keeping my mother in that house. Anyway, here we go. Yeah, see, she said what I just said.
So that focus on the camera goes off.
Yeah, you just saw the officer say it's her house. So there's me. I am picking up, trying to do a little landscaping. My sibling had her son, and his girlfriend living in the house rent free for almost a year at that point. And I'd usually done a lot of maintenance on the house for my mother. You know, I used to clean the gutters and things like that. But there I am thinking, well, if I'm sitting here, I might as well do something useful. So here we go. This vehicle in behind her, that silver vehicle, is the locksmith's truck. Sorry, that's, yeah, I know this is kind of crowded thing, but this is the locksmith's truck, who acted very professionally. This is okay, we know this could be an issue, but once the police have no problem with us gaining access by changing the locks, it was good to go. Okay.
It's good, Dermot. Getting back in the house. Getting warmed up. I'm cold just looking at you.
You see, like, there's my mother with her walker. You see, that's the condition she was in when she had to walk up those stairs to the lawyer's office.
And it was cold. Too.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was not
cold.
quite well, but it was definitely chilly that day. This is like, again, the end of February, and you can see that content look on her face. Yeah, she will not remember things like dates, like how long she lived in the house, but that's part of the dementia. But you can see once she gets both sides of the the information sequencing, she can make good decisions, right? So,
Yeah.
So we'll just continue here. Again, this is about almost exactly a month after the video of where we confronted the lawyer. Okay.
It was a month to the day, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, see, there's my mother in the walker, forced to walk up, again, all those stairs. I mean, she's quite reasonably fit. I mean, she can walk for quite a ways with the walker, but this is the kind of thing that they would do to an 80-year-old senior.
Yeah.
So, Brian.
Well, it looks like she's getting happy to be into her home again, you know. She's
Yeah.
quite happy to be going there. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, this is sort of
the
the
camera
adventure. As you see, the officer, I think, is feeling they did a good job. Everything was up front, right up, all the I's and T's dotted and crossed, and my mother finally, after almost a year and a half, was able to go inside her very own house. So there you go.
Yeah.
And thanks Brian for the great camera work and all the stepping up and doing all the great work.
Well, you're right. Happy to help out. Happy to be there.
Okay.